What goes into building the type of culture that you're looking to build?
Man, a lot of time and energy, intentionality, a lot of, just giving guys the opportunity to share their hearts and what's important to them, and us as a staff sharing our hearts and what's important to us, and linking hearts. And when you get people, guys caring about each other, it's easier to move forward.
And what are your immediate priorities here in the preseason?
Well, right now my priority is go on vacation because it's been one heck of a summer. I was very thankful. Guys, we had our last workout today. It was our best workout, and very excited about everybody getting to go home for a little bit, get a little rest, and then come back and start building towards a great season.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
No problem, Michael.
Next question to Kellis.
Yeah, Jerome, thanks for doing this. I remember talking to you on the catbacker circuit. Back then, you didn't quite know what these guys were going to be capable of yet. Now that you've seen them on the court, do you have a better idea?
Yeah, we got some super competitive guys who care about winning, and they care about each other, and so I'm excited about what we have and what's going to happen moving forward.
Can you walk me through how you stumbled upon some of the latest transfers you got? How you built relationships with them so quickly, and what you like about them?
Anyone in particular?
Desi, maybe.
Man, Des, he was just sitting there. A lot of people didn't realize that he could graduate, and we did our homework on him and knew that he graduated. We played against him in the Elite Eight game when I was at Baylor to go to the Final Four, and he didn't shoot it well, but he had 5 assists that game. He had the ability, to get in the paint and make good plays. I know he was a tough kid, and he's a winner. Won 2 state championships, went undefeated one season in the state of Arkansas, and so I have relationships in Arkansas, and so it was really easy to connect the dots on that one.
And did he help you find out about Bebe too?
No, he's actually surprised about Bebe. Somebody else actually called us about Bebe. I actually recruited one of Bebe's high school teammates, and they both lived in the same house, and so had some relationship with Bebe ahead of time.
Okay. What do you think this group is capable of once you get them, through a full camp and preseason?
Man, I can't predict what we're capable of, but I do know that we're going to play extremely hard. We're going to play together, and we're going to be fun to watch.
All right, thank you.
Next question to Tim Fitzgerald.
Yeah, we hope. Hey, Coach, my mic's working today. That's good. It looks like you're a sugar with the medicine kind of guy. I've seen karaoke and Jenga and a water balloon fight. How important are those activities to kind of building a team cohesiveness?
Oh man, that everything is very intentional and very important. Our guys, everybody preaches family, and family, does a lot of things. And it's, if only time we spend time together is in the gym, then we're not a family. And I want the guys to feel very comfortable around me and the whole staff, and see us as human beings, and understand that we love them and we care about them. And when you spend that kind of time with them, and you show your heart to them off the court, then you earn the right to hold them accountable on the court. And so they never question whether we love them, right? That won't be a question. And maybe you have to give the message. You said there's 2 parts to this. Some people you have to give the message a different way, and the only way you can learn how to best communicate with your guys is to spend time with them. And that's been very important to our staff. And this is how I've always wanted to be. I mean, dinners at my house, dinners at the coach's house, games, playing really, really hard, working really, really hard, but understanding that, we're all in it together.
You are continuing to recruit for 22 while recruiting for 23, while getting ready for vacation and everything else that goes into building a program. How loaded are you right now with stuff to do?
Right now, the goal was to be 12-2, and we are at 11-2 right now. And so we got one more thing to get done, and I've never looked more forward to a vacation than I am looking forward to this one.
What are you going to do for vacation?
We're gonna go see a Bruno Mars concert in Vegas, see my two older boys that I adopted, and their wives, and then we're gonna go to Cabo and spend a few days trying to put our feet in the water and put the phone down, but still got a little more work to do before I head out of here.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next question to Arnie.
Sorry. Yeah, I just was curious, now that you've had him in the gym for a while, any big surprises, especially on the court, what some guys maybe are doing that you didn't know, or just the group as a team?
Taj Manning has probably been the biggest surprise. He is probably he is an extremely hard worker, and that has like stood out, and I mean, just his competitiveness and toughness has stood out, and because he spent so much time in the gym, his shot making ability is growing. And in fact, he hit the game winner on the last game today, rose up and knocked it down like a champ, and very, very proud of him.
How much did you know about him going in, since he was actually when originally it signed previously?
I didn't know a lot about him. I called his high school coach, who I'd known before, and Jeremy Sohan had gone to school at Lalamere for a year, and that coach had coached a lot of really good players, and asked him about Taj. He gave me his thoughts on him. I shared with Taj what I kind of expected of him moving forward, and he went back to school and he did the things that I asked him to do. We're going back, and then he showed up here in the summer, and he's a very competitive kid, and just a terrific young man, and he can sing. I didn't know that, so that's, I mean, man, that Tevin Campbell singing was really good the other night.
Thanks.
Next question to Derek Young.
Hey, Coach, were you able to assemble your coaching staff perfectly the way that you wanted? It seemed like you got all your first choices.
I got the right guys. Sometimes the people that we think are our first choices, or even the players we think are our first choices, when you look back on it in hindsight, they weren't the best choices. And I believe that I've got the best choices with me right now.
And the most recent announcement was Rodney Perry. Just what does he provide to your program that you attracted you so much to him?
He's a winner. He's a winner, and he's a really good human being. Right? I mean, just a terrific man, and he's the kind of guy that I would want my son to play for. And so I'm ecstatic about him being here. I'm looking forward to what he brings to the table.
And as a first-time head coach, what have you learned the most from your players so far in these few months that you've been on the job?
From my players, man, that's a really good question. You know what I've learned? I'm learning that not everyone is as intentional as our staff is about spending quality time with guys and getting to know them away from the basketball court as we have been. And I've been surprised by how surprised they've been about it.
Thanks, Coach. Enjoy vacation.
Thank you.
Next question to Tim Epperson.
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
How with Marquise and Ish, what's kind of the biggest step that you've seen them take on the court? Obviously, you got to see them play as a junior and a sophomore last year, but as far as basketball wise, how have they elevated their game?
Well, for Keith, it's his emotional intelligence and being able to control. He's an extremely competitive kid, and I love that about him. But there are two guys that can't have a bad day or lose their minds, and that's the head coach and the point guard. And he is learning how to like floor it without redlining it, and how to communicate with his teammates to get the most out of them. And so that's going to be real important for him. For Ish, it's working, right? Like, he thought he was a hard worker until I started laying out some things for him to do. And he thanked me the other day. He said, Coach, I've never, done any of the things that you've, and he said he thought he was a hard worker, but he'd never done some of the things. And so he was thankful for, the push and for believing in him. So.
And then what have you liked best that you've seen out of Naquan Tomlin since he arrived on campus? Man,
he is competitive. And like, he doesn't know how good he can be, but he is super competitive and really talented. And man, I look forward to just fanning his confidence, so that like I want him to feel like he's the best player in America, because he's got that kind of a talent.
Thanks, Jerome. Enjoy Cabo.
Thank you.
Next question, back to Kellis.
Yeah, two more here for you, Coach. Do you know what kind of style you want to play with this group just yet?
No, not yet. And I think when we finish assembling the roster, we're going to guard you. We're going to guard and we're going to rebound. Other than that, I'm not real sure. Like, if you're talking about the offensive end of things, not real sure about that yet. But we're going to defend and we're going to rebound.
Do these guys fit at all the mold of player that you had at Baylor, you feel like?
It's not a physical fit, right, that I was looking for. Is more of a mental fit, a mindset, a competitiveness, and they definitely fit that.
Okay. And one more for you. I know this summer you said there were some things that surprised you about, being a head coach for the first time. You had to call Scott Drew and talk about it a little bit. Do you feel more like a head coach now? Do you feel like you've gotten more of a hang of it?
I feel like I got 6 head coaches on my staff, and they're guys that I can like really bounce things off of. And, just so there's not I don't know what a head coach feels like. I understand that I have the responsibility. Like, if we lose, it's my fault. I understand that. And I'm keenly aware of that, but everything else, it's us moving together, doing it together kind of thing. And I like that. I like that about these guys.
All right, thanks, Jerome.
Derek, did you have something else? I'm sorry, your hand was up. And okay, go ahead, Arnie. Sorry. There you go.
Kind of piggybacking off what Derek was asking, I think earlier, about being a head coach, relating to players. Is that any different as a head coach? Do you have to that any differently, just because you're maybe not where maybe before you might have been sort of a go-between or a buffer, and now you're the man?
No, I was never a buffer at Baylor. and coach allowed me to, I got to be me. And Scott was very intentional in his coaching, and so no, the relationship, like not with this group, it doesn't feel any different, so.
Arnie, did you have anything else? Okay. Michael Goins, back to you.
Yeah, coach, just one more from me. What kind of feedback have you gotten from off-season conditioning?
From the players, from the strength coach?
From the strength coach, I think is what I'd be looking for.
Okay. Well, we've had multiple guys who have gained 10+ pounds of muscle, which is what we wanted to do as a focus. And the guys look good. I mean, they look good. They're stronger. They're doing all the things, that we want them to do. And so I feel good about what we've done these 8 weeks.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Other questions for Coach before we let him go? Jackson, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jackson Snyder.
Hey, Coach, I saw a picture on social media of you and Coach Kleiman maybe earlier today. I was just curious if maybe he had given you any wisdom now that he's been around for a couple of years, and maybe what kind of a relationship you guys might have developed so far in your time in Manhattan.
Man, I absolutely love Coach Kleiman. Coach Kleiman and Coach Rule are good friends, and I was a big fan of Matt Rule and attended a lot of his practices. Coach Kleiman invited me to come to practice anytime I want to, and I'm a big college football fan, so I was able to be out there today and watch some of it for a few minutes. And Coach has just been great about, just tell me anything that I needed, he's willing to help me with.